Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News. I'm Ken Cruz in Fort Washington. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected millions of lives and has caused economic disruption of enormous proportions. From large corporations to mom and pop shops, so many have been affected. One that has been greatly impacted is the fitness industry. Included in this group are martial arts studios. Tonight, let's hear from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor in Port Hueneme, California, how his school is trying to keep students connected and the business afloat. Take a look.
Empty parking lots, stores shut down indefinitely were common scenes across the nation at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. For one business owner in Port Hueneme, California, closing up shop means more than just loss of revenue. It also means a painful separation from one of the driving passions in his life.
I really miss my students. That's really the bottom line.
Black belt Jeremy Espiritu is the owner and head instructor of Espiritu Jiu-Jitsu. A practitioner of over 10 years, he explains some of the history and concepts of the Brazilian martial art that his business is built upon.
Judo was brought over from Japan, and these Brazilians made it into, they tweaked it and they modified it so that a smaller person can do a lot of the techniques that were originally done by larger people. The main difference with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is its focus. Its focus is control over everything else. The sport definitely builds confidence, and more specifically, it builds true confidence because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you are forced to spar every day. It's not just instruction and you go home, it's instruction, and then you have to spar with people your size, smaller than you, or larger than you. My two brothers were both corpsmen in the military. My eldest brother, Alan, passed away in Iraq, serving for the EOD squad. And that flag back there, it was made by combat veterans, so people that served during wartime and came back, and they were this company called Flags of Valor. They provide jobs for combat veterans. A large reason why I took a risk to do this is my eldest brother, Alan. He used to tell me in his letters to find something I loved and to be good at it, but also to learn how to support myself. And that's kind of what I've always dreamt about doing, and Jiu-Jitsu is definitely what I love to do, and I hope to do it for as long as I can. My wife and I have known each other since we were, I would say, 10 years old. We've been friends throughout childhood. She's a nurse, registered nurse by her occupation, and she loves what she does. And after she does what she loves, she helps me with what I love, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So she's the backbone of the business for sure.
Business, however, remains closed. Unfortunately for Jeremy, his academy doesn't fall under the provisions of the accelerated Phase 2 reopening in Ventura County due to the physical contact required between members while sparring.
So before COVID, our attendance was about, for adult class, in low 20s. For our kids class, it's about in the low 30s. Now, it's as empty as it is right now. There are 0 people coming in. It's definitely affected our day-to-day classes. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just like any martial art, it's something that you have to go to a brick-and-mortar location for. And the fact that they're unable to actually be here together with other people to practice with, makes it very, very difficult. We have really supportive students. We've taken steps to, retain them through online courses, the way we're doing the online database of techniques, drills that they can do with their partners, and solo drills, and the Zoom live classes. I think it's really helped with the community aspect, especially. I definitely didn't see the pandemic coming. I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way. It's so difficult. It was so difficult for us to grasp how big this was going to be. But luckily, I have my wife, and she's able to help me be really, I think she calls it creative with how we're going to still operate. and operate our business and help our students, even though we're unable to be with them. So even though it's looking pretty grim, just around the world, we know it's temporary, and we know there's still light at the end of the tunnel. So we're just waiting it out.
Just like other martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu not only trains a person in combat, but emphasizes the health, well-being of the practitioner. By keeping his academy closed for public safety, instructor Spiritu helps to still support that principle. In Port Hueneme, California, Eva Basayahe, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.